The other big news going around. Once again, a captain's gone. You almost called it the other day.
Yeah. I was sitting with Joy the other night in here, and we said afterwards, and we talked about Gautam, and he knows Gautam very well through his time at KKR, and we both said the same thing, that we felt that he would do the right thing for the team, and that's the sort of player that Gautam Gambhir has been. He's not a me player. He's not the most smiley, charismatic character in the world.
Apparently he smiled in February, and someone said, dude, that's it for the year.
I said the other night on the show that my goal at the end of every toss when I have Gautam is to get him to just smile, and it's worked a couple of times this year. It's quite nice. But he is a team man first, and he's done the right thing for what he thinks is the right thing for Delhi.
Do you think the problem was Gambhir not getting runs?
Correct.
Or Gambhir not leading the team well?
Runs.
Yeah, I think so
runs.
too.
Yeah.
This is Gambhir the batsman, right? Gambhir the batsman saying, maybe I'm not pulling my weight in the side, so I'm quitting as captain. What do you think?
Well, I have a different viewpoint on this.
I think it was knowing
maybe I don't know exactly what happened, but I think knowing when these kind of situations happen, and you go for a shift in captain or a change in captain, it's your last desperate effort of reviving the season. And not always it's going to work in your favor. I mean, many a times you'll see in terms of percentage, it's always going to go against you. Because on paper, when you look at the Delhi team, they have the team to win matches. It's just that they're not stacking it up together. They're not winning those crucial moments of the game if their batting is firing, bowling is not. So it's just a thing as a player, as a captain, you got to take it as a challenge to change things around. And this is actually the time where team needs to come together and stay strong as a unit. What it's going to do, I mean, for whatever reasons it may be, if it works, it's all going to look good. But the chances of it coming good is very slim, because the captain who is taken over from Gautam Gambhir is not someone who is used to dealing with pressure.
He's also a young fellow. He's finding his feet around.
He's having a good season, but he's not proved himself there. You're adding more pressure, more responsibility on him to change things around. I think it's to me, if it works, it's going to be a great call, but chances of it working is very slim.
I mean, it's happened before, My first reaction was, wow, middle of the tournament. It's happened a couple of times. It's actually happened quite frequently, and not always with great results. I mean, VVS Lakshman he sacrificed a lot, and that was a terrible episode. VVS Lakshman and Deccan Chargers. I think they used his goodness there. But Harbhajan Singh to Sean Pollock to Tendulkar, I was witnessing that happen. It was forced on them.
That sounds like a rugby backline.
No, it was
from Singh to Pollock to Tendulkar.
But the funny thing there was when Harbhajan Singh had to go, they said, Sanat Jayasuriya, you. And he said, but I don't know the Indian players. Yeah. And he said, Pollock, you. Pollock said, I don't know the Indian players, Jayasuriya, you. They said, between us, and then Pollock turned out with a nicer guy. Yeah. So basically he was left holding it. But it's happened with Peterson, it's happened with Ponting. Sometimes it's happened because you were not doing well. Sometimes it's happened because the captain wasn't scoring runs. But this is a big one. And I just wonder, are we going to see much more of Gautam Gambhir? Because if it's a batting-driven decision, then he's not in the side, right?
That must be the case. I think now what kind of combination they go ahead with is going to be up to the team management, because we've seen last match how many 5 changes, and that is something which has not helped any team. You look at the teams doing well in the past. One thing which had stayed common is most of the players who played in the tournament have the playing squad has not really changed. The playing 11, there've been 1 or 2 changes, 3 changes max, but you don't see a lot of changes, and Delhi has already made so many changes. So by bringing in new captain, new kind of thought process, you're going to bring on more changes, and how many of those changes are going to be actually helpful for the team is going to be something which we have to wait and watch.
They made one good call, didn't they, with Liam Plunkett? They made a very good call there. He was brilliant in that game. But it's also, you come into teams and they do not know how to win, and they find a way to lose. Mumbai last night found a way to lose. Delhi found a way to lose a game that they really should have won. And if you've ever been in that situation, you can't get across the line. There's something in your DNA in that team. I played in a team that lost 15 50-over games in domestic cricket in a row.
15?
15 in a row. We couldn't win. We could not win a game. 15 games in a
is
row.
It that the moment the tide turns against you, you think that's one more that's going away from us.
Exactly, and then you start, those negative thoughts start to creep into your mind. Funny thing is, the first game we won by fluke, absolute fluke, we went on a roll and then won the title that year. The first time we'd won in 15 years, in 15 games. So Delhi or Mumbai can still do it. There's some hope for you, people.
When Ponting said no, they gave the captaincy to Rohit Sharma. Now, Rohit Sharma, by then, to be fair, in 2012, 2013, was already in India player for 2 or 3 years. They'd won 3, lost 3. And then under Rohit as captain, they won 10. They went on to do so. It turned out to be a magnificent opportunity for Rohit Sharma.
Yeah.
Mumbai Indians won 13, 15, 17. They're struggling this year, but they won 13, 15, 17.
Right.
But Shreyas Iyer is not an established international player. So I wonder if they just looked around and said, okay, to you.
Well, they must have looked around and said, we need a local player. We need an Indian player, because outside of it, I know his numbers are not great, but Glenn Maxwell's still probably the first name on that overseas sheet if Chris Morris is not fit. So he did the job at Kings 11. He's not having a great season. He did the job at Kings 11. That was the only other option, I think, in that side. So they've basically gone with a player who is guaranteed to play every game, and that's Shreyas Iyer. But does it put undue pressure on him?
Because you look at Glenn Maxwell. When the IPL was in Dubai, he was unstoppable. When the IPL came back to India, he's not at a great time.
He's had one score of significance in India, hasn't he? I think we did a game in Kanpur or Cuttack or Indore. It was one of those sort of venues that was a secondary venue for one of the teams, and he scored a 90 or something in one of those games. And apart from that, really not a lot.
Was
I think it was
CSK 2014.
It was between Shreyas Iyer or Rishabh Pant. I think those are two guys who you would think that
unless they went to the fact that Rishabh
youngster.
Pant has been captain of Delhi all year, and it really affected him. He didn't score that many runs. There was all kinds of things happening in Delhi, so maybe they thought, okay, let's leave him alone to play.
Yeah, well, I think I could have been anyone. so that's something. And Shreyas and Rishabh are the other two players who Delhi has retained. So maybe somewhere they're thinking long term as well, that these are the guys who we're going to invest in anyway. So make one of them a captain and put more responsibility. It doesn't matter how the season goes.